Hey guys, today we have this behemoth, this gargantuan G1 Grail called Fortress Maximus from 1987. Check this thing out. I mean, look, it's so huge. It's one of the biggest Transformers from the G1 line, and for a long time was one of the biggest Transformers ever. Let's dive into this thing and see what we've got.
This is Fortress Maximus. This is by far the holy grail of 87. It's probably the holy grail of the Transformers toy line in general. So off the bat, we got the city mode here. As you can see, his ramps are folded up. They are very fragile. We don't want to break them. You got a complete Cerebros and you got a complete cog. And that's pretty crazy, dude, because like these are usually missing parts. But yeah, so what does this remind you of? Just looking at like...
So right now, it kind of reminds me of White Base from Gundam, just in terms of like city mode. Like it does look kind of cool, like in comparison. I mean, like Battle Piece worked pretty well with this, I would say. Yeah, I'm anxious to see what else we can get out of this thing.
We'll start off here with Cerebros, easily what is the sought after piece here, especially this little gun right here.
Unless you're Kelly.
Yeah, unfortunately Kelly is missing the gun, and
No, I have that gun. Oh no, I have a 3D printed version of that.
That's probably your best bet nowadays, considering the aftermarket for parts for Fort Max is extremely crazy. But he's a headmaster. As you can see, his head pops off just like that.
And that's Spike.
Yep, this is Spike, bro. His chest does open up. He's got the traditional little headmaster gauges here, and those are pretty neat. So Spike is pretty neat, right? In the cartoon, literally Spike ends up becoming the head for all of this in season 4. Spike, he can go around the city basically and do whatever you want. I mean, you can put him up there, you can put him down here. This little part over here opens up, and you may be like, oh wow, there's a cavity here. Hold on a minute, because we're gonna transform Cerebros real quick. Because Cerebros, actually...
Cerebros, not Cerebro.
Cerebros functions as a kind of a terminal here. He will go down here like so. And now you got this little battle station here. And you can put your little Spike figure, you can throw him up here, and he can do some handy dandy stuff. Like, I don't know, let's just say Cog is pissed and he's attacking the city for some reason. Like, you could totally have him, like, you know, rotate these guns down and blast the hell out of him. I don't know. But Kent, what do you think of this, man?
I think if I was like a kid and I had this thing, like in some universe, I think I'd probably sit down and play with this thing all day. I mean, it's just jam-packed.
It is, it really is jam-packed. Because not only can you do all that, right, you got this little helipad over here, which can kind of swivel out and has a cannon right here. If we had the ramps folded down, they do shoot mini bots and stuff. As you can see, this one is, but for the sake of the vid, we're not. There is this ramp here though, and you could put a mini bot. Oddly enough, a throttle bot from 87 will fit. You could take Cog here and we could do some stuff. Now, Cog is a pretty simple guy. This is made up of grommet and gasket. A lot of people don't even know that. Simple little robot, very hard to find.
What do you mean it's made up of grommet and gasket?
I'm about to show you. Okay. So, the gun pops off. You pop these arms up here. He's a little parts former, but you know what? That's all G1 is for the most part. So, that's cool. So here you go. You got grommet and gasket. These are the two little vehicles. It's like a little tank thingy, which use your imagination. You know, I don't know what the heck to say there. But you got a vehicle with these little guns on it. So there is a ramp inside Fort Max. Spike just died. And basically you can take this and drive him inside. There's a lever back here. It'll pull that down. You can take him. You got to center him. And as you turn this little lever back here, which is harder than it looks for some reason, you can push this button. There you go. And you get your little cog and gasket that can go out there. So there's an elevator built in inside. It's one of the things that I really wish a modern toy would have, because this entire assembly is an elevator shaft. It's all controlled by a lever on the back here. So next, there's like this little, I don't know what you will call it, storage unit, which flips out. You know, you could have your little figure walk up here. I don't know, you can just sit there, put some guns in the dang locker. Why not, right? On the back, you got these turrets here. On this side, opens up like this. And it's a 2-door little hatch, so you pull down this one first, you pull this one up, and you can put some Decepticons in there. I mean, how cool is that? The interesting thing is you have this part on front. This is the radar dish. It's usually lost. It can spin with this little dial here. That's pretty cool. So one of the last features in city mode of course, is the rear, which has this panel and you can flip it up. You can put a spike inside. For your vehicles, when they're not in use, they can go back here in the feet of Fort Max and store like that.
So this thing is super multifaceted. And this is just city mode. We've got more modes to talk about, right?
Pretty much. Yeah. We are only just breaking next. We're gonna be going into now
Battleship mode.
Battleship mode.
Or him laying down mode.
Pretty much.
Laying down
Yeah,
mode.
pretty much.
This is the Battleship mode. Overall, it's pretty cool. I mean, this little landing gear over here turns into a side cannon. You have these up here. This isn't usable anymore, and the jail cell's not. However, there is some hangers inside, if you see here, that you could put, I don't know, you could put COG or anyone that you want. You can still, you know, put it in the front here. That's an option if you want to do that. Nothing really changes a whole lot, aside from just the fact that now the spire can be used to its fullest, and you see the little gear here for the middle. Of course, the back can be open. You could throw something in there. But yeah, Luke said this reminds him of something out of Gundam.
Yeah, definitely reminds me of the white base out of Gundam or even some of the later ships and some of the later series, especially like these front bits, like you were showing like the hangar that's inside, like it's giving me visions of like, you know, the Gundam shooting out from the front. And obviously Japanese inspired, this would have come, Gundam was still a thing in Japan when this was being produced, although this wasn't Japanese, right? This was just American.
There is a Japanese equivalent, but the equivalent comes with a sword that is not included until the Encore version later on in 2010.
Yeah, but either way, clearly for me, it has to have been inspired.
It was probably Japanese design. I bet this is one that we took, just by the complexity of it all.
This is post 87, meaning that this mold was made. It didn't come from any Diaclone stuff, but who knows? All right, so we're now gonna go into the robot mode.
So now we have the final form, the robot form, the robot mode. And while I was saying that the city mode and the ship mode reminded me of something that was Japanese inspired, Mason, you were saying that this mode reminds you of a different Japanese inspired thing.
It reminds me of Shogun Warriors, oddly enough, because when I first had got my own, I don't know, the fist here and the arm, the way it's made, especially the shoulder, if you minus the ramp, for some reason really just gives those off. I don't know.
I mean, even like the size too, like I'm sure if we had a Shogun Warrior, they're pretty comparable in size, wouldn't you say?
Pretty much. He is the biggest Transformer ever made, or was, and it's still, for a lot of people, is. The robot mode is packed full of gimmicks, just like every other mode. However, this one more or less is a solo gimmick in a way. So we're going to show his full arsenal. This is Fort Max with his full arsenal. This is kind of what makes a lot of people either cave for it or don't. So every single gun has now been flipped out. He is a walking weapon. That's kind of the idea of the toy to begin with. I mean, you got these in his forearms, these in his hands, of course the ones that he's holding himself. The hip cannons, which are the main show. The leg cannons, this one on the side. It's just a masterpiece.
I mean, we got 19 guns.
And it's a testament to, I think, vintage toys in general, because this unfortunately doesn't come along a whole ton anymore. The modern Fort Max, which we don't have in hand, does not compare to this at all. I'm just going to say that right now.
Oh,
that is my opinion, but it doesn't have any of these guns at all. It doesn't come with these. You have to buy them separate. Overall, if I were to choose between the two, I would choose the original over the modern one, 100%.
I mean, this thing looks like if you had this as a kid and you're playing with this with your other Transformers, like the Decepticons don't stand a chance. Like, you're done.
Essentially, it is the last line of defense, I believe the bio says.
Yeah, but if you've got this, don't make this your last line of defense. Like, do this first. Like, why would you wait to use this thing? You've got this, use it first.
Yeah, this thing's killer. I mean, I got one, 2 years ago? I mean, it's one of my favorite things that I have for sure. I'm missing these two dudes, their gun and the radar dish. And it's awesome. I love the thing.
I mean, I love the way it's designed. I mean, I love the way the cannons look down to like every detail. Like, I think can't get much better.
Well, speaking of can't get much better, this was for a long time the largest Transformer that was ever created. However, that is not true today, correct?
No. Now there are Titan class toys, which are a little bigger. Other things such as HasLab Unicron, which are a sizable difference compared to this original one.
Child size Metroplex.
Yes, the Divorce Class Metroplex. But we have a few of those today we're going to compare to. And yeah.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah.
So Mason, tell us what we've got here.
So this is what basically claimed the throne for biggest Transformer. And you can see it's only a hair.
Yeah, just a little bit.
The cannons are the only thing that really are what are doing that. So this is Thrilling 30 Metroplex. This figure is really hard to find nowadays. It is the first of Titan class. About the same as the Encore in terms of value. Encore Fort Max and this are about the same. Pretty crazy. Here's the original Metroplex in front of it. It just dwarfs it by comparison, and even Fort Max dwarfs that by comparison, which is obvious. This is a bit stylized, based on IDW comics. So obviously they're taking some liberties here with the style.
Scale-wise, so if this is the G1 and then this is G1, is this like proper scale-wise? So if you did a modern, this is the modern Metroplex. If you did a quote-unquote modern Fort Max in scale, would it be even like huger?
It's way bigger.
Even huger?
So in terms of the original G1 toy scale, that is how it's supposed to be, but Hasbro has retconned that now to where all of the Titans, including Scorponok, which we don't have the original Scorponok to compare with, are supposed to be the same size. The modern Fort Max is identical in size to this Metroplex, which kind of sucks because he, to me, should be the biggest out of all of these that are called Fort Max. Let's roll into the weapons here. Obviously, the original Metroplex, he had his 2 guns, which remain a 6 gun. Now it's been changed. So this is a single gun. It's now a Starship. Oddly enough, there's some detailing up here. He's got these 2, which will pop off, and you can put them in his hand of some sort. If you want to do that, you can. There's 2 in his shoulders. There is 1 inside of his arm itself, which if you flip this around and just do that, that'll pop out, and that's kind of cool. You could take a little scamper up here and throw him in there and have him hold it. There's this one which folds away. The ramp inside opens up, and you get your traditional Metroplex ramp like on the original toy. And I mean, yeah, that is that.
So between this one, which looks amazing, and the G1 original, like what do you think of the difference between the two? Like, is this an upgrade, or did the G1 still do it right?
I'm biased on this Metroplex because I own him and I won't get rid of this Metroplex. But the original, to me, as a toy model standpoint, is the better.
This one obviously is big and huge and cool and modern, but this toy looks better to me.
It's also designed a lot better. Like if we had these in city mode, you'd see a huge difference.
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of Metroplex. I think Metroplex is super cool.
Me too.
I hate that he's tiny.
Favorites. Yeah.
Compared to everything else. I mean, like Blaster's as tall as he is.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
But I love the way he looks. He's just really cool to me.
The biggest thing that sells the original over this for me is the fact that 6-Gun makes all of his guns, whereas this one, it's like an accessory, and that's about it.
All right, so we've spoken a lot today about the difference in size, about the G1, about modern Transformers. So let's kind of settle this for good. Is bigger better? Does size matter?
I think the original is kind of where it should have stopped, because these other Titan toys are a lot more expensive, especially now. They are really trying to raise prices on them. Versus this is, I think, $120 when it come out in, what is it, 87?
Mm-hmm.
So versus now, which a lot of Titans are about 200, 240, and they're about to be $300 if Hasbro pushes their prices up like they have been.
I think it depends on the Transformer.
So between some of the ones that we looked at, like Metroplex. Let's talk about Metroplex.
Let's talk about Metroplex. Okay, I think Metroplex is the right size.
The G1.
Oh, the G1 should be way larger.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
so
I thought you were talking about the modern one.
No, you're fine. So
No.
you like the modern Metroplex.
Yeah, that's like the scale for me. I think G1 should be taller.
So Mason, taking out price, do you still feel like G1 had it right and that this is as big as it should have gotten?
Yes, because I hate having those modern toys that are bigger. Personally, I don't like all them that take up all the space. So I'd rather have them as the size they were, like divided.
All right,
This being
Kelly.
the exception.
Kelly, I'm pretty sure I know where you're going to go, but let's go ahead and dive in. Where are you on the G1 versus the modern?
Well, I mean, I only do G1, me personally, and their scale's so wackadoo on everything. It doesn't. I mean, no scale is right on any of them. I mean, this one is bigger, which makes. I mean, he dwarfs everything else, which is cool. But you can't really judge G1 on scale of anything because they're all wrong. Modern stuff, I think the size of the modern ones are really, really cool comparatively because most of the standard figure is this big. For a third of the size of the big guys, I think that works fairly well. I mean, there is the size. I mean, not the size, the space danger thing that everybody does because, you know, whatever. I mean, you can't have, how many Titans are there? 7?
I don't even know now because they keep on making stuff. Like they just made the Ark and the Nemesis.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 7 or 8 Titans and, you know, I mean, it's a massive amount of space in your room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we're not even, like, we only briefly mentioned the HasLab Unicron that we've got here in the store. It's in the box. We're not going to unbox it. But if we could, you said it's what, like the size of a toddler?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's about 10 inches taller than that Metroplex that was up here, so probably about 2 here. Yeah. I mean,
Okay. So, like, that's pretty sizable. For me, I mean, give them to me as big as you can get. Like, give me this, like, me sized, and I would wear it. Like, this thing is cool. Like, the bigger the better for me. Like, the modern ones look really cool. I like the modernization of like detail and such. Like this, I don't even think I knew this existed when I was a kid. If I did, it would have been one of the things that I always wanted. It would have been like a Grail piece for me because yeah, it's massive. So for me, like, I don't know, what can I say, guys? I like it bigger. I take from that what you will. But yeah, that's where I'm at. So let us know what you guys think in the comments below. What do you think of Fortress Maximus? Like, do you think it's cool? What do you think of the modern stuff? Let us know what you think about scale, all the stuff that we discussed here in the video today. And then be sure to like, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching very much. And we'll see you in the store.